It is staggering. 88% is the number of customers the percentage of customers that are actually going to look on Google and specifically look at those reviews and consider those reviews in their purchasing decision.
I can see the whole wide world with these two eyes, and I can be whoever I wanna be, 'cause it's my life.
Hi, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Ask Spurrell CPA. Today we're talking about key performance indicators and specifically the number of Google reviews. I have Tyson here with me again. So,
hello.
Tyson, you enjoying the spring that we finally have upon us here? No more winter?
Yeah, I went skiing on the weekend and it was gorgeous. So
Really? You still went skiing, hey?
Yeah.
How long will the hills be open, do you think, Phil?
Till the middle of May, I think Marvin's open. So.
Right on, that's got to be the best time. There's still snow on the ground and it's warm.
Yeah.
So the quote that we have here today is a Jim Collins quote that we think is extremely important to this issue. The good to great companies did not focus primarily on what to do in the business to become great. They focused equally on what not to do and what to stop doing. The statistic that we have, and we're always putting it in front of business owners, is 50% of all Canadian small businesses fail, and 42% of those failed business owners will cite their inability to attract enough customers as one of the reasons for their failure. And the story that we have here is, we help business owners assemble and analyze accurate financial statements. And our financial statement analysis, it'll identify that lack of revenue is the issue. And rather than focus on expense minimization, because a lot of business owners, they know, cash is tight, and the natural thing to do is to revert back to kind of the employee mindset where you have a fixed revenue. So there's got to be an expense minimization problem. We want to give them, what metrics, what actual numbers that they can shoot for to actually fix that revenue shortage. So Tyson, what are the questions that these business owners who want to fix a revenue shortage and they want to do it using key performance indicators that they can actually count? What are the questions that the business owners should be asking?
Yeah. The first one, once the financials show weak revenue, where's the first place you should go?
So, once the financials show that you have weak revenue, the first place you should look is, generally you should look at their Google My Business. That's the first place that I would look. Is you're going to look at their Google My Business, and you want to see when we go on Google, how many reviews does this person actually have? Do they even exist on Google altogether? And if so, how many reviews do they actually have?
Right. What is Google My Places and Google My Business and Google Places?
They're the same thing. So Google Places and Google My Business, they're the same thing. Those terms will be used interchangeably. And that's like the map results that happen in Google. So when you pull up a Google search, normally you get advertisements at the top, and then you get places listing or map result listings in the middle, and then below it you get organic results. And so that's a listing. It's a listing that business owners can create, and that's kind of your presence, your spot in the phone book, if you will, on Google.
Right. Does it cost money to create Google My Business listings?
No, and this is why we always look at it, because it's 100% free. Every business owner can do it for free, so the ROI on it is infinity, because there's absolutely zero cost to this. So you can set up your business to show up in the map results in Google for free. You just you sign up with Google. Google will send you a postcard with a code on it, and then you can enter it into the system, and there you are. You are a business listed on Google.
All right. If you have one of these listings, can customers leave you reviews?
Yeah. And so once you have one of these listings, now your customers can leave you reviews. In the old days, you used to get customers to write reference letters for you, and you keep them in a binder and you show them to prospective customers. Now customers, they're never going to give you the opportunity to show you that binder, because they're just going to look on Google and go with someone who has the reviews listed on Google.
Yeah. What are the percentage of customers are looking at Google reviews?
It is staggering. 88% is the number of customers that will, the percentage of customers that are actually going to look on Google and specifically look at those reviews and consider those reviews in their purchasing decision.
Okay. Why should businesses who generate leads by referral also get Google reviews?
Yeah, so sometimes the pushback is, business owners say, well, I generate all of my business by referral. Well, guess what? That number, that 88% number of businesses that, customers that will look at Google reviews before they decide to purchase from a business, that actually doesn't change if it's a direct referral. They're still going to go on to Google and check you out. So they've heard about you from a friend, and they've called you and they want an estimate or they want a consult. They're still going to go on Google, either before they call you or before you give them that estimate, and it's still going to go into the buying decision. So it's, even if you're getting the leads by referral, you're going to close less of those referrals if you don't have Google reviews.
Okay. Are Facebook, Yelp, and other review sites a substitute for Google reviews?
They are not a substitute. It's not that they don't matter. We get the Facebook, Yelp, the Home Pros. It's not that they don't matter. Customers do consider them, but the math on them is just not as strong. The equivalent I use is they're like pesos to American dollars. If you have enough of them, I suppose they could be worth one Google review. But you're going to need an awful lot of Facebook reviews before they're going to equate to one Google review. Just the placement and the way it looks when you search a company. You search it on Google, so Google puts their reviews in the prime placement. And there's the reviews themselves help in other ways as well too if they're on Google. But yeah, they're like pesos to American dollars. So Google reviews first.
All right. What is the minimum threshold of Google reviews to be relevant?
I believe that minimum threshold is to be about 40. And there's some math behind this too, but unfortunately Google doesn't publish their algorithms. But they start to give a little more weighting to Google reviews, not at like one or two. Like one or two, they know that it could have been your mom and your sister who reviewed you, and there's no one else to review you. So I use 40 as a metric. There's a point where Google will start to recognize that these are people out of so and so's immediate network, and they're definitely reaching the marketplace. And a lot of the people in the know put that around 40. So 40 is the point, and I think customers psychologically see that too. One or two reviews, it could be misleading either way. But you start to get 40 or more reviews. Now it's relevant in terms of a psychological aspect that the customer puts some weight into it, but it also has from a mathematical aspect. Google is going to give you higher rankings and more preferential treatment if you have more than 40 Google reviews.
Okay. Would you spend any money on creating or updating your website before 40 reviews?
No, I wouldn't spend a single dollar on creating or updating a website. If you're most small businesses, there can be some exceptions, but for most small businesses, if you're a electrician or plumber or general contractor, a dentist or a chiropractor, I would probably not be spending a single dollar on creating or updating a website until I have 40 Google reviews. Because it's going to be harder to get that website to rank, and B, because even if it does rank, the customer is not likely to convert just simply on a pretty website. They want that social proof behind it.
Right. Once you get 40 reviews, why do you have to continue to get reviews?
So you have to continue to get the reviews because Google looks at the number of reviews and what they call the velocity of the reviews. So are they continuing to come in? So it's not just getting to 40, but it's getting to 40 and then getting continual reviews thereafter. And I would recommend for most businesses that minimum threshold is you need to get to 40. You need to just have blinders on and get to 40 as soon as humanly possible. And after that, be at a minimum threshold getting one Google review per month thereafter.
Wait, what do you feel is the minimum number of reviews to get on an ongoing basis?
Yeah. So that one per month is probably what I would recommend on an ongoing basis. So you get 40 up front, and then you want to get 1 per month on an ongoing basis thereafter.
Okay. Would you recommend spending money on online ads before 40 reviews?
No, I would not. And there's a lot of people who want to who want to charge you money, and they're either getting a flat fee to be your Google ad guy, or they're getting even worse, they're getting a percentage of your Google ad spend. But the math on it is very definitive that these leads that are going to come in, they're less likely to convert or even to turn into leads, never mind just convert, until you have 40 Google reviews. Also, the ads themselves cost more if you're not viewed as a reputable site, and to be viewed as a reputable site by Google, you have to have more reviews. So you're going to pay more for ads that are less likely to work if you don't have the reviews. So that's why it's blinders on and get the reviews. And a lot of clients don't like to hear that, because it can be difficult to get you Google reviews. It's easier just to write a check. People like writing checks, surprisingly enough. But when it comes to getting reviews, that's real work that you got to roll up your sleeves and get.
Okay. What are some suggestions on getting Google reviews?
So the suggestions for the clients on getting reviews is to ask clients, ask them again, ask them another time, ask them another time after that. It's really just to recognize that if you ask once, you're not likely to get it. If you use some sort of automated software, you have to recognize that automated software is a supplement to asking, not a it doesn't replace asking. I've seen a lot of clients get software to ask for Google reviews, and it doesn't work as well as the clients who just simply ask, and they ask consistently, and they follow up on that ask. Also, they can consider, if you're a new business, you can consider, if you're really struggling to get reviews, you can consider doing work at a pro bono or reduced rate. Those clients tend to be a little bit more, grateful, and they feel like they owe you, type of thing. So they're more likely to give a review. So it's unfortunately, there's not a lot of shortcuts to this issue. It's not a problem that you can write a check to solve or blow cash to solve. It's you have to do a good job first of all, of course, and then you have to ask and you have to follow up, because if you don't do a good job, you're not going to want to ask. You're probably not going to like the answer if you don't do a good job, and you're going to have to follow up. You won't be able to get it on the first ask. Most of the times you'll have to ask again. And then you may need to supplement with doing some pro bono or reduced rate work stuff too, especially if you're small and starting out. So I think that's what we have here today. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please hit the like and subscribe button so we can continue to deliver you tips on how to beat the odds at business. And we look forward to reading any of your comments or queries below, so we know what to address in future videos. Thanks very much.